What's up, guys? Brandon and Jeremy here from Friend of RC. We're giving you our review of the Axial Wraith. So,
Technical?
let's do technical.
We'll jump right into it.
Yeah, do your thing, man. I'll just chill back here and look pretty.
2.4, that's easy for you to do.
I know.
2.4 gigahertz, LiPo ready, water resistant out of the box, which is nice. But I think the big thing that sells it for me is the looks. You're talking about a scale rock racer, and so it's kind of hard to put that in a technical review. But when you're out there driving and having fun, it's something else to actually be driving something that resembles a full-size truck or whatever you'd call this in real life.
Yeah, and you've got the tube chassis along with, I think it is LiPo, 2S LiPo capable underneath, 4-link suspension, along with, these are plastic shocks, I think.
Yeah, the bodies are plastic,
Yep.
the shafts are titanium nitrate, which
Yep.
is nice to see.
Battery mounts in the trunk. But, you know, I think the servo, it doesn't really tell me what it is, an Axial rebranded servo made in Taiwan. But from what I can remember driving it, was no problem. It was one of the few like RTR trucks that my first complaint wasn't, God, this steering servo's underpowered.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I was surprisingly torquey.
Yeah.
Light kit, that's another one don't want to miss. It's got scale lights, and actually what I was impressed with personally, because the first time I ever drove it was pretty dark out when you brought it over, and
that's right. Yeah.
It was awesome. The lights actually projected in front of you and lit up the ground so you can see what you're doing. They're not just lights for effect, like, oh, look at my RC car, it's got two little blinking lights on it. They're actually, the front lights project, and the taillights are bright enough you can see what you're doing and comfortably drive it as far as you want at night. So that was a big impressive point for me, because you don't usually get that.
Yeah, and it's easy to kind of half-ass it with the lights. Even like the Summit, like they're cool looking, but yeah, they weren't bright enough. This one was, I thought. You know, a very scale look on the inside. But let's jump into cost of operation durability. Cost of operation, I'll say the price point, excellent. You're not going to get a better looking RC ready to run for under $300 right now.
Right.
Durability, I definitely had some questions about that. Like, we broke some links. As usual, like every time I'm losing stupid headlight covers, small little stuff. But I don't know. It's so-so. It's not cheap. But they could have built better suspension arms, I think.
That's my biggest complaint too, if I can jump in. For a rock racer, something you're advertising as a quicker RC car meant to be bashed around, these plastic links are, I guess, a joke is one way to put it. I mean,
they broke immediately.
Yeah, it took one good hit on the front end and it snapped the link. And I mean, yeah, that's, they're trying to sell upgrade parts, but I mean, if you're a little kid buying this and it broke right away, man, I'd be disappointed. And so for being a basher, I mean, even the rock crawlers, you go aluminum links, and those things do 5 miles an hour. This thing's doing like 20. You need some aluminum, metal, whatever links. That's going to be a big upgrade that we're going to recommend to all you guys.
Yeah, we went out, well, I should say, after having been overserved at a local establishment, I went out and spent about $300 at Vanquish buying about every possible upgrade I could for this kit, because it's going to be used for our Project Snow Demon. We're going to give a project a run, and we're going to use the Wraith for it. So it's not all bad. I will say, and here's where I'm going to give you some of the negatives now. I wish I had more positive things to say, because I think Axial is definitely a company that I want to be on their good side, because I really love their product line as a whole. So preface that with a compliment, and then punch you in the gut. This thing, honestly, for a basher, now, again, bashing has become the definition of bashing has become so blurred that it's hard for me now, because it's almost like people say indie rock now, and it's like, it could be anything.
Yeah, right. There's 12 more genres associated with it. Yeah.
There used to be kind of like this set sound that you thought of when you thought of indie rock. This thing, like, for basher, to me, sucks. Like, we spent more time flipping it back over than actually driving it. It tips over like way too easy. And in terms of any rock crawling, or forget it, because you're just going to tip over every single time. Forget it. Like,
center of gravity is too high.
Yep, it's too high. You got the battery in the back. You've got no weight up front. I get why the battery's there. It's a cool scale feature. But I thought, like, I was really disappointed. Plus, I thought it was slow. Like honestly, like
Yeah.
I just had this thing in my mind. I kept trying to think in my head, like I was comparing it to maybe the Mini Summit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, the Mini Summit's like 3 times faster. I haven't broken anything. It doesn't look as cool, but I can actually do all the things that I thought I would be able to do with this. Well, I don't know, what was you? I know you spent a long time on the shoot, so you've got more time on the controller than I do for sure. Oh, side note, also hated how we had to connect the battery. Like, I'm sure there's a better way to run it. I'm sure we could have ran longer battery cables, but in order to run the battery cable so that you couldn't see it when we shot the film, we had to run it underneath here, and it takes about 25 minutes to line this up and actually get it to connect right. That's not a
Right.
problem most people would have. That was just one that we had.
Yeah, only if you don't want your battery cable going right through the
Yeah.
cockpit there. I guess for the experience I've had with it, it's fun in very, it's like a tight-knit terrain group that you can pick from. You can't really go find a pile of rocks and climb it because it's not going to do it. It's going to tip over. You don't want to jump it out of the box. You're going to break it. I mean,
Right.
it won't take more than maybe a couple of feet jump. So it's tough to find a terrain to actually enjoy it. I had to keep walking around the yard and just find little areas to shoot it on. So that's my complaint with it. Like we said, it's kind of a jack of no trades. You know, when you're trying to
At
associate
speed
it.
too, constantly tipping over. Like if you tried to
It's
turn
very-
at
yeah.
speed, it was like
It's
over.
very tippy. And of
Yeah.
course, these are things that, yes, you could tune and try to tune out of the truck and tune it up a bit. I know a lot of people are shifting the battery up underneath the hood. You can get different shock and spring setups, custom chassis. Yes, you can do all that. But we're talking about out-of-the-box kind of fun. Yeah, it's a little underpowered. Unfortunately, I think that's kind of a problem with trying to make it compatible with NiCads and nickel monohydrate and LiPo at the same time. You know, you got to have a motor that won't ruin the little batteries, but is okay for the big ones.
Continue to disappoint in terms of the power system. Excuse me. Now the kit's out. Okay, so 2 months later, the kit's out. I would have bought that, and I probably would have a lot happier things to say. So it's important to know that we're reviewing the RTR, not the kit,
Right.
because this thing should have came brushless, in my opinion. Like,
Or a higher turn. Brushed
Yeah.
motor and advertised for lithiums more than anything else. Yeah, right.
I mean, it's 2011. If you're still running NiCad, get a new battery. Get a new ESC. Like, seriously, stop. I mean, Axial's got to be the only people making new RTRs that still are NiCad or nickel metal hydride.
Geared just for that, yeah.
I can't think of anybody else.
In this speed range, it's tough. You look at a company like Traxxas, and I hate to go off topic here, but they're ready to run, are running nickel monohydrates, but they got motors. They found a nice balance of motors that can take them at speed. And this thing, it's just, I don't know, that they didn't really find the right combination of motor gearing and battery ESC to sell at RTR. It's a little disappointing.
Yeah, and that's not like, and in Axial's defense, like I will say, they make the best. They have like the best concepts of anybody.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
the Trail
looks
Honcho,
great.
first of all, probably one of my all-time favorite trucks. The XR10, if I was better at crawling, probably be one of my all-time favorites. The Wraith, I think when we're done with it, will be great. But it's not going to look anything like this, and it's not going to be anything like what you're going to see out of the box. So if you are like, for example, on our shoot, I think I saw you hitting the same pile of logs about 30 times before it stopped just flipping over on the back.
It was almost instant.
Yeah, it was painful for me to watch as I was editing that. I was just like, oh, poor Brandon. Like it was
a lot of takes.
Yeah, and the other thing is, it's also difficult to get at things. There is no field repair. I mean, there is, but I mean,
you
gotta
can't.
take the body off.
There's no body clips on this thing because it's so scale, and it is cool. I'll say I love how it looks. It's probably one of the coolest looking trucks in our collection right now. But yeah, it's all bolted on. You got to unbolt this whole thing to get to anything. So
I'll say, in terms of as we run kind of along here, so to bring it back to the positive, I think it's a great value. It's a really cool kit. It's really unique.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they'll probably never admit it, and maybe this wasn't their intention, but I can't help but compare it to like the Mini Summit. I mean, I know it's not the same thing, but application-wise, for you guys out there, I believe that it's fair to say that. Like, and for that, even money, honestly, it's like it's about $300 for a Mini Summit.
Mm-hmm.
Mini Summit would crush this thing all day long.
Yeah.
fully waterproof, brushless power. I mean, forget it.
Even
But-
the brushed one, I hate to say.
Oh, yeah, the
even the
brush-
brushed
yeah.
Mini Summit for a little over 200 it's still faster and a little more capable.
Yeah, more durable, and yeah, so it's not all bad though. It's a great kit. Get it if you want. If you're into making mods.
If you like scale looks, I mean, there's nothing out there that looks like this. Having it in person is a little different than looking through the camera, but the presence of it, just you could stick it on your mantle.
Yeah, it
and
is
be
really
something
cool.
to show off. It's very cool that way.
And that's the thing, like trying to get back on our typical format. So like fun factor, I'd give it a 2. Out of the box, it wasn't fun really.
Yeah, we had to go hunting down fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was that easy.
But I'll give it honorable mention because I think with some bench time, bench time and some upgrades, if I just call the electronics a wash, let's say, put a better steering servo in, go brushless, and put all the titanium upgrades that we put, this thing is probably a 5.
Yeah, easily.
But as it comes out of the box, not very fun. Value, I still think great value.
Again, yeah, you're loaded up with the 2.4.
Yeah.
Water resistant, lipo ready for the $200 price point.
Value, fine. Performance, again, I would give it like a 2.
Yeah, a little slow. Could use a better motor.
For something that tippy, I would expect like more speed. I'm not saying it has to be 65 miles an hour. I'm saying it'd be nice if it was like a solid 35, 40.
Yeah, just a little quicker. Yeah.
Because to me, 30 isn't isn't racing. It's just more like tooling around, I'd say.
Yeah, right.
It reminded me a lot of like the Honcho. Like I'm kind of like, yeah, this is fast, but it tips over whenever I try to turn, and if I try to go over anything, it tips over again. So anyway, we really tried to take it, and the reason I'm being so hard on it is because I really tried to view it as a basher, as like a racing truck, and maybe I just went into it wrong. That's the reality of it. But if I would go back, would I buy it again? I will say no, I would not buy the RTR again. Had I waited, the reason we ran out was for you guys. We were getting a lot of people asking for reviews and stuff like that, so we went out and got the RTR. I would have just waited to buy the kit because the electronics are throwaway.
Same goes for me. I would never buy the RTR. I'd buy the kit because I know now I've had the benefit of driving the RTR, exactly what I do to it. And you can go online and get all the info, buy the kit, and build it up exactly how you want it to be. And then we'd have probably 0 complaints with it, to be honest.
Yeah, and we'll probably buy the kit just to have a spare, especially if we start chopping at this one. And it might be interesting to rebuild it like this with brushless power, with the titanium upgrades, with the suspension tweaks that we need. Maybe, the ripsaws did fine. I thought the tires were fine, but just different power system, I think.
Yeah, I think it's capable of a lot more. We've yet to see what it's truly, what it's got inside.
Yeah. All right, well, if you have any questions about our Axial Wraith review, post it up on down below, or shoot on over to our website. We have a forum over there at rcnightmare.com. Thanks.
See you guys.